See, 7 people. That's it. My screen is way too big. How do I make it smaller?
B, I think you start, please.
Okay. So here we go. Hi everyone, B. Coleman here. Just a homeopathic lover. We are discussing typhoid fever today and dengue fever. So here's what I've got. The Banerjee protocol we will start with first. And so the first line protocol is Bactesia, B-A-P-T-I-S-I-A, Tinctora, T-I-N-C-T-O-R-I-A, Bactesia tinctoria, 200C, twice a day. The next remedy there, still first line protocol, is Lycopodium clav, 30C, twice a day. Those are taken separately. If you have fevers, and I would say anything over 103, 104, use Arnica montana 3C at the same time with Cuprum met, C-U-P-R-U-M, Cuprum met, M-E-T, 6C. And those are together every 15 minutes, 3 times in a row. Then wait an hour to allow the temperature to drop slowly. And if it does not, repeat this cycle again. The second line protocol is Gelsemium sempervirens, G-E-L-S-E-M as in mom, I-U-M as in mom, SEMP, S-E-M-P, 6X, twice a day. You will do this every 3 waking hours if accompanied by a high fever. Now, if it is accompanied, this is still a second line protocol, if it is accompanied by a cold or a cough, then you would add separately Bryonia album 30C twice a day. The third line protocol for typhoid is that you alternate the following 2 remedies every 3 waking hours. Bryonia alb 30C and toxicodendron 30C. So you combine those 2, and then you alternate that combo with Bactesia tinctoria 200C once a day. John Martin. Bactesia tinctoria 200C twice a day. The next one for typhoid is one that I got from Ikram, not on his paid page. And that is his ABC for typhoid fever, Arsenicum album 30, Bactesia 30, and Castoreum, C-A-S-T-O-R-I-U-M as in mom, 30C. So Arsenicum album, Bactesia, and Castoreum 30C, taken together 3 times a day. Excuse me. There is a travel mix out there. It's a combo. It's a 200 C combo. And it is used for when you travel and you catch such things as cholera, dysentery, gastroenteritis, malaria, and typhoid fever. The suggested dosing, you start with every 30 minutes as needed for symptoms until resolved. Then less often as you improve. This contains Arsenicum album, Bryonia, China off, CHINA, OFF, 2 words, and Veratrum album, VERATRUM. All of those 4 are in 200C. You put them all together and make a 200C remedy. That's for people that have remedy makers. The next one is a Narayani mix and remedy. It's called OM as in mother. I'm sorry, hold on just a minute. I've got to lower my settings here. Okay, Narayani remedy, OM14, called small intestines 30C. The uses is specifically for anyone who has or is suffering from typhoid. For those in hot countries as a tonic to prevent weakening of the tissues, and also for any bowel problems. The base 10 rate is 1, 2, 2, 5. That's 12, 25. And you take it once a day. Personally, I would muscle test it at least 3 times a day. That's just me. I'm ultra cautious. The next one is from the Yvonne Ray chart, YVON, Yvonne Combe, COMBE. This is a base 10, and the rate is 1, 2, 2, 3, 5. No potency or frequency is provided, so this is one that you will have to muscle test and see what comes up for you. The next topic is dengue fever. And here is one from the Banerjee Protocol book at page 65. And the first line protocol, you alternate the following 2 remedies every 3 waking hours. The first remedy is Eupatorium M as in mom, MT. So that's a mother tincture. And the second remedy is Rus Tox, RHUS, Rus Tox 30C. You're going to be alternating those 2 every 3 waking hours. Within that same first line protocol, it says that if you have a high fever, then take Belladonna 3C every 15 minutes until much improved. The second line Banerjee protocol for dengue fever. It's not really a second line. What it is a supplement to the first line. And that is in the event that you are bleeding, if you are in a hemorrhagic state, you would use Hemamillus virginica 200C at the same time with Arnica montana 3C. And that would be taken 4 times a day, along with, not at the same time with, but part of the same first line protocol there, with the first line protocol. Now, the next one I have was posted in VP users group, and I think this was several years ago because I didn't even know who it was. It is Rus Tox at the, Rus Tox 30C, RHUS, Rus Tox, at the same time with Bryonia album 30C twice a day. And in this case, in this protocol, for fever, they recommend Eupatorium perf. Eupatorium is spelled EUPATORIUM Eupatorium perf, MT, mother tincture. And it says 5 drops every 2 hours. If you are bleeding, this is the same protocol. If you are bleeding, they also recommend the Hemimilus 200 with the Arnica montana 3C at the same time. But instead of 4 times a day, they are saying twice a day. Okay. And the last stuff that I have for you is for dengue remedy maker rates. The first one is from Yvonne Combe, and there's going to be several, and you'll have to kind of decide which one you want to use. I'll tell you which one I would use just because it says no sode on it. The first one just is called Dengue, and the rate is 133.59. That's Dengue 133.59. The next one, again, still under Yvonne Combe, is Dengue no sode 11.222. Dengue no sode 11.222. And then there's an odd thing here that I don't understand, and maybe Dr. Imran can help us out with this. Dengue virus 1 is the name of this remedy. It's still under Yvonne Combe. That number rate is 2456. That's dengue virus 1. There is also a dengue virus 2, and the rate for that is 2345. These are base 10 rates. All the rates I ever give you are base 10 rates. And as also under Yvonne Combe, there is a final one called hemorrhagic dengue fever. So it's dengue fever where you're bleeding. And the rate for that is 11.233. That's 11.233. Now in the bionetics, the rate that I found for dengue fever is 72788. In a revised bionetics chart, that same rate is used, but it's called dengue fever no sode, 72788. And then the final one that I have is in the SULIS rate chart, SULIS. And the remedy there is called dengue fever. The number or the rate for it is 492899. 492899. In all of the rate ones, as always, they don't provide any potency, any recommended potency. They don't provide any recommended frequency of dosing. So you figure it out with some muscle testing and see what your muscle testing is strongest for. That is all that I have. And are there any questions?
Hi, B, it's Ahava. How are you?
Good. How are you, Ahava?
Good. The very last rate that you gave, 492899, that's for which type of remedy maker?
That is a base 10. It came out of the rate chart for SULIS, SULIS. That's a type of remedy maker, but that's your base 10. So base 10 will work on your machine if your machine uses base 10.
Thank you.
Anyone else? If there are no more questions, then I will hand you over to our esteemed Ahava McLaughlin, right? I never pronounce your last name properly.
It's okay. It's McLaughlin.
Okay, that's what I said this time.
Thank you. It's really informative. So I'm Ahava McLaughlin. I'm a traditional naturopath in South Florida. I have not had the experience of dealing with anyone specifically with these two conditions, but I did actually have dengue fever when I was 18. And I do remember it was probably one of the worst viruses I think I ever like experienced. It literally felt, how could I describe it? It literally felt like I was laying on a bed where you're literally laying on needles or some kind like sharp objects. Like I could not get comfortable for the life of me. That was the one thing that I just remember being, besides the very, very high fever, and it lasted a long time. At that time, I did not have the tools to see how it could help me or whatnot. I remember I actually got it while I was in Colombia, and my aunt called someone to come to the house and like help me out, but I don't remember the details. I was very sick. And Yeah, that was pretty intense. So I don't wish this on anyone, especially hemorrhaging and whatnot. That sounds pretty intense. So, but like any virus, from a naturopathic perspective, we always want to look at supporting the body and checking out what the symptomology is, because for every person it's different. And we also have to recognize that certain people have different weaknesses in the body. And usually when they get a sick, that it tends to go to the area of their weakness. For some people, they'll always start, they'll get the ear infection. For other people, they'll get the sinus issues. For other people, it's like upset stomach or severe joint inflammation, right? So knowing what your weaknesses are is a good idea to understand your body as you try and heal yourself, of course. So following the symptoms is going to be important, listening to your gut intuition. And what I love in general, just as a baseline for anything, when someone gets sick with these strong infections, I love high dose vitamin C. And what does that look like? It's literally, for an adult, 1,000 milligrams of ascorbic acid, vitamin C, every 10-15 minutes until you hit bowel tolerance, meaning that you have a bowel movement. So it's not supposed to be like, oh, you're gonna have diarrhea. No, it just like it literally moves your stomach. And that's how you know you've reached that bowel tolerance. So what I like to do is when I'm sick, I usually kind of do it like 8,000 milligrams at a time, because a quarter teaspoon usually is 1,000 milligrams of the powder. So I know 1 teaspoon is 4,000 milligrams. So if I do 2 teaspoons, it's 8,000 milligrams. And I add in some fresh squeezed orange juice if I have, if not store-bought. And I just literally take sips of it, every 10-15 minutes. I also use a quercetin, 1,000 milligrams, maybe 3, 4, you can 5, 6 times a day, however many times you need. Muscle test, like B says, I like that. Um, what I love about quercetin is that it literally prevents viruses and bacteria from entering into the cell. And when you do this protocol, you literally will feel your body trying to fight it off, because you'll feel like your body's down, it's the beginning stages of not feeling well. And then what ends up happening is you literally get like this surge of like, oh, I think I'm gonna, and then you'll feel it again. So the more you keep taking it, it's like this high dose protocol, you will feel your body literally actively trying to fight against it. It's pretty interesting. I also really like the high dose vitamin D and A. It's called the vitamin D hammer. And for adults, you can go up to 50,000 IU for 3 days and then taper down as needed. Remember, it's for acute situations, so you're not taking these doses long term. It's because it really does get depleted, and most of us are depleted anyways. Your vitamin D level should always be between 50 and 80. And then the same thing would be for vitamin A. And always remember that children are a third of an adult dose. Teenagers are probably, like young teenagers, probably like a half of an adult dose. Um, and so those four are my go-to. Astragalus is an herb that's really great for the immune system in general.
Is that 50 IUs for each of those two, A and G?
Yeah, so 50,000 IU for vitamin D, 50,000 IU for vitamin A. And I like drops, so I use Seeking Health. That's the one company I really like. And the vitamin A, since it's drops, if you have a sore throat in general, you can always like put it to the back of your throat and it'll help with the sore throat. So that's also like a benefit of using vitamin A in liquid format. And it's also more bioavailable for your body. So I like that. Um, okay. Remember to support your liver and your kidneys because the viruses get filtered through there, and this is why people get really dark circles under their eyes when they get sick because the kidneys get stressed. So therefore, supporting the kidneys is also something to do. So making sure you're staying hydrated with electrolytes is going to be important as well. And at the start of anything, I love Gelsenium, for flu-like symptoms. Oxalisolicinum is another one that I happen to really like. Again, I don't know if they would be effective with, dengue, but it really is the beginning stages. You always want to try and catch it. So I think that's all I have for today. And let me see if there's anything else that I can think of. I mean, that's just my basic protocol to start with anything. So I just always want to reiterate it because I know that it works. And if you have coughing, I love the nebulizer with colloidal silver. Of course, you can't just do it 1 or 2 times a day. You need to do it between, 3 to 6 times a day, depending on the severity. And hemorrhaging. Um, Cayenne pepper stops hemorrhaging. Colloidal silver can stop hemorrhaging, as well as EDTA is another one that Dr. Artis speaks about just in general for he's talking about there's this, new virus that it could be weaponized where it caused hemorrhaging from the orifices of the body, and he talks about EDTA and the benefits of that. So I haven't explored that one too much, but I thought I would throw that out there. And okay, so I think that's all I have for today, and I look forward. Thank you so much, Dr. Imran, for having me on. And B, thank you so much for all your information. I would like to give a warm welcome to Dr. Imran and his wonderful homeopathic protocols he's going to share with us today. I can't wait to hear what they are. So with further ado, Dr. Imran.
Thank you very much. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Here is Dr. Imran from Pakistan. Today we do live session from Bangkok, Thailand. So today our topic is dengue fever and typhoid fever. So first I want to talk about a dengue fever. Dengue fever triggers an instant scare and rightly so high. So it's viral fever that spreads by a bite of female mosquitoes, mainly Egypti, which is itself infected with dengue virus. The mosquito get dengue virus on biting a person carrying dengue virus in his her blood. It is also known as breakbone fever. Dengue fever can range from mild to severe. Severe dengue fever can be life-threatening and need to be urgently treated at a hospital. In any case of dengue fever, one need to be vigilant regarding the signs and symptoms, and if any warning sign of severe from come up, take immediate help from conventional mode of treatment without any delay. So homeopathic remedy for dengue fever are very effective. A eupatorium. lead to the chart of homeopathic medicine to manage dengue fever. The medicine are made of natural substance, are completely safe with no side effect, and have shown effective cure in treating thousands of dengue cases. These medicine can be considered in mild to moderate cases under the supervision of homeopathic physician. In no case self medication be done. In case of severe cases, dengue, hemorrhage fever, dengue shock syndrome, immediately rush to the hospital for emergency help for the conventional mode of treatment. So first remedy is eupitorium, one of the best homeopathic remedy for dengue fever. Eupitorium as the best homeopathic remedy for dengue fever, it is the first medicine to be used in dengue fever cases. To use it in severe muscle bones and joint pains with high fever. This medicine is also popularly known as bone set, as it is brings about the quickest relief in severe bone and joint pains. In fever, the pain can be present in any bone or it may generally be felt in the whole body, in general body itch. It feels as if the whole body is broken apart from relieving joint pains. It is also very beneficial if there is severe pain in the eyeballs caused by dengue fever. It helps in recovering from headache with nausea and vomiting too. The headache is present mostly on the top vertex of head mainly. The patients requiring this remedy for dengue have severe chill with shivering and severe body pains. After the chill is over, vomiting in majority of the cases, sweating brings relief in all the symptoms with of pain in head, weakness, tiredness may attend above symptoms. Eupitorium as a prevention homeopathic remedy for dengue, although there is a concentrated research on the role of eupitorium as a prevention homeopathic remedy for fever. It is widely used as a for dengue. It is used as it use is accordance with homeopathic laws started in homeopathic philosophy suggest that the homeopathic medicine that is closest in symptoms match to the symptoms of outbreak of a disease can be used as a prophylaxis. The homeopathic remedy which closely matches the symptoms of dengue outbreak is eupitorium. It can be used in 30 potency twice a daily during an outbreak of dengue fever. Next remedy is bryonia to manage fever and muscle joint pains. Bryonia is of great help in providing relief from muscle joint pain in dengue fever. These medicines offer the best help when there is rousing of pain by any movement. Even in the least degree, complete rest gives relief from pain. There is fever with marked chills. With chills, there is heat in the head. Extreme thirst for water with a dry mouth may be felt along with these specific feathers. So we are used Bryonia 30C and Bryonia 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is Rustox to relieve pain, muscles, bone, joint pains. Rustox is another highly recommended remedy to relieve pain in body during fever. It works best when muscles, bone, or joint pain get roused from rest and better from movement. There is fever with alternating heat and chill stage. There are burning heat in body followed by chills and shivering. So we are use Rustox in 30C, Rustox in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is gelsemium for dengue fever with weakness. Gelsemium is best for dengue fever patient who experience almost weakness at state of dullness, dizziness, and dryness in the perfect description to select gelsemium. The patient needed in seam and have a desire to lie down in perfect silence without any disturbance. He or she also want to be quiet and dislike conversations. The patient experience shaking chills, which is most typically mark in the back and travel up and down the back. Another feather is headache. With heaviness of eyes, the headache is mainly present in the back of the head. That is, most cases travel up to the forehead and eyes. There is also an absence of thirst in majority of cases. Muscles pain may attend above symptoms. So we are used gelsemium in 30C, gelsemium in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is belladonna to manage headache, pain behind eyes, and fever with marked heat. Belladonna is best choices to manage heated headache in cases needing it through pain may be felt in any part of the head but is mostly marked on the sides of head temples. For using belladonna, the pain is very violent and throbbing in nature. Tight binding of the head provides relief. It is also helpful in relieving pain behind the eyes during fever. There is intense heat in body with red flushes, face and lack of thirst. We are use belladonna in 30C, belladonna in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is arsenic album to manage weakness and fever. Arsenic is an ideal homeopathic remedy to manage weakness during fever. Even standing and walking result in fatigue. Where this medicine is required, there is a need to lie down all the time because of tiredness. There may be internal chills in the body, but the body is hard to touch from outside. Fever mostly comes at night and it attend with marked anxiety and restlessness. There is thirst for little quantity of water of very small intervals. Arsenic can also be given for managing nausea and vomiting. Nausea get caused by the smell or sight of food, and vomiting get caused from eating or drinking anything. So we are use arsenic album in 30C and arsenic album in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy and important remedy is epicock. Epicock to manage nausea and vomiting. For relieving nausea and vomiting, Epicock can be used as a first remedy. It is of great help when there is nausea and vomiting. Nausea does not get better even after vomiting. There is a vomiting of watery fluid along with cutting pain in abdomen. So we are use Epicock in 30C and Epicock in 200C according to the patient condition. So next I want to talk about some remedies for typhoid. Okay, so first remedy. So next I want to talk about a typhoid fever. Weakness, mild delirium, pain, head, back, and limbs rose by emotions. Tongue, whitish coated, lips dry and parasite with or without thirst for water in large quantities at times. Constipation, restlessness, sleep full of dreams of business, urine snatty and highly colored. So we are use Bryunia 30C 3 times a day. Extreme muscular and nervous with desire to lie down. General trembling muscles refuse to obey the well little or no thirst. Stools normal, urine profused, dropping of eyelids. So we are use Gelsemium 30C 3 times a day. Soreness as if breast, patient fall asleep while answering stupid, besorted, drunken expressions tongue coated with well defined streak down the middle, at first white and soon turns bronze with red edge, stool loose, body parts feel as if tosses around to get together, profuse, natty dark, and offensive urine. So remedy is Baptasia 30C 3 times a day. Baptasia 30C 3 times a day. Diarrhea, tongue dry as a board, red triangle, angular at the tip, delirium and stupor with motoring restlessness, better by motion, patient toss and changes position. We are use Restox 30C 3 times a day. Chilliness yet cannot bear to be in a close warm room. Tongue white, no thirst, weeps easily. Menses rather usually for women. Pulsatilla 30C 3 times a day. High fever with bright red face. High fever with bright red face. Chilly desire to be covered properly. Nervous sensitivities and irritable usually for men. Remedy is Nux vomica 30C 3 times a day. Stupid, indifferent, apathetic condition lies still on back, don't want to talk, painless diarrhea, yellowish or white watery stool with distension of the abdomen with rumbling, usually a remedy for married men. Remedy is acid fast 30C 3 times a day. Apathetic depressed sleep while answering, stupor bruise feeling, bed feel hard. Remedy is arnica 30C 3 times a day. Muttering stupor almost complete, insensibility, sleep with mouth open, dry red or dark tongue, tremble and catches. On the lower teeth, stool offensive. If hemorrhage, it is dark, demo Docomo's blood as of flashes, flakes of jade straw cannot tolerate anything about the throat or chest sleep aggravation. So remedy is Lexis 30C 3 times a day. Power of life, greatly exhausted, restlessness and anxiety, constant movement of head and limbs while drunk, while trunk lies still due to weakness, tongue either red, dry, cracked, or black and stiff, excessive thirst for little water at a time but at frequent intervals, burning in stomach, watery, brownish, or bloody offensive stool rose at midnight. Remedy is arsenic album 30C 3 times a day. Stage of collapse, torpor of blood, paralytic conditions, face deadly pale, sunken, cold, there may be hemorrhage far from nose, mouth, or anus, abdomen distended, rumbling and gurgling of wind, diarrhea, rattling in chest, filled with mucus, circulation, weak blood in the with canthotic of face, lips, and tongue, cold, sweet desire, constant fainting to get more oxygen. Remedy is Carbovich 30C 3 times a day. Due to weakness, the patient constantly slide down in the bed with moaning and groaning, lower jaw drop, tongue greatly lethargy, paralyzed, pulse intermitting every third beat, bloody stool. Remedy is Acid Mure 30C 3 times a day.
What was that remedy again?
Acid Mure 30C 3 times a day. Fitina of all extraction and secretion, pulse out of all proportion to temperature, tongue red like raw beef, fiery red. Remedy is Pyrogenum 30C 3 times a day. Now I want to share some protocol which we are common use in my clinical practice for dengue fever and typhoid fever. So first protocol is for all type of fever like malaria and typhoid. First remedy is typhoidinum 200, pyrogenum 200, arsenic album 200. Mix together these three remedies and use once a day. And Kali Fast 6x, Ferrum Fast 6x, and Natrum Sulf 6x. Ferrum Fast 6x, Kali Sulf 6x, and Natrum Sulf 6x. Mix together these three salts and use 4 times a day. Typhidinum 200C, pyrogenum 200C, and arsenic album 200C. Mix together these three remedies and use once a day. Califast 6x, Ferrum Fast 6x, and Natrum Fast 6x. Mix together these three remedies and use once a day.
Dr. Imran, I'm so sorry. Before pyrogenium, what was that remedy called?
Arsenic album.
I'm so sorry, the other one.
Arsenic album.
Arsenicum album, pyrogenium, and what's the third?
Typhidinum.
Typhoidinum.
Yeah.
Typhoid dynam?
Typhoid,
Yes.
like the word typhoid and then typhoid, I-N-I-U-M, typhoidinum.
Typhidinum.
Dr. Imran, when you did the Califast, the three fosses, the first time around you said 4 times a day, and then the second time around you said 1 time a day. Is it 4 times a day?
No, no, listen. 3 remedies in 200C once a day and 3.
Are you there? You cut out.
Yes, I'm here.
Well,
3 200 potencies once a day and 3 6x biochemic cell salt 4 times a day.
very good. Thank you.
Next protocol also for typhoid fever. Typhidinum in 200C, pyrogenum in 200C, mix together and use once a day, and Bacteria 30C 3 times a day. Bacteria 30C 3 times a day.
You cut out there again, Dr. Imran. After the typhoidinum and the pyrogenium, what is the next? I think there were 3.
Bacteria 30C 3 times a day.
Ah, that one's all by itself?
Bacteria 30C 3 times a day separately.
Okay.
Next protocol is also for typhoid fever. Typhidinum 200C, pyrogenum 200C, and sulfur 200C. Mix together these three remedies and use before half-hour breakfast. I repeat again, typhidinum 200C, pyrogenum 200C, and sulfur 200C. Mix together these three remedies and use before half-hour breakfast. Arsenic album 200C and aconite 200C. Mix together these two remedies and use twice a day, 2 times a day, and Eupitorium 30C, Bacteria 30C, and Rustox 30C. Mix together these three remedies and use every half hour until fever breakdown. This is my best protocol and giving me always 100% result in all type of fever, like malaria fever, like dengue fever, like typhoid fever, like viral fever. I repeat again, typhoidinum 200C, pyrogenum 200C, and sulfur 200C. Mix together these three remedies and use before half-hour breakfast. Aconite 200C and arsenic album 200C. Mix together these two remedies and use twice a day. Eupatorium 30C, Baptisia 30C, and Rustox 30C. Mix together these three remedies and use every half hour until fever break down. That is all what I have. If anyone have a question, so I'm here to answer.
I have a curiosity question. A lot of times when we get bit by mosquitoes or ticks or whatever, we immediately start using Leadum Pal. And I'm wondering why we didn't see that remedy at all in any of this. Do you know why it's not used?
If because this is a different protocol, because today we are talk about just a dengue fever and typhoid fever.
Yeah.
If we talk about malaria fever, so most of the time in malaria fever we are use Lidampal, and we are use malaria of, and we are use Crotellus. These remedies most of the time use in malaria and malaria fevers. But in dengue fevers, Lidampal is not working. So I see lots of time I try to use this remedy, but Lidampal giving me a there is no result.
That's very interesting. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Lidampal, I think, just help in if mosquito bite, just for. So anyone have another question? I want to say thanks to everyone. So next Sunday we meet again here with new topic, and God bless you all. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you, Dr. Imran, and God bless you.
Don't forget to stop recording. Thank you so much, Dr. Imran.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, and always welcome.